is a pretty much full body workout, and we're going to get your heart rate up a little bit, so it's going to be slightly cardio. We're going to be using a kettlebell and 2 dumbbells. I've got an 8 kg kettlebell and 4 kg dumbbells, but obviously the weight that you use is obviously dependent on what you've got at home, and if you don't have access to weights, then you can just get imaginative with whatever you might find around the home. Dumbbells can be replaced by things like tins of soup, cans of beans, jars of food. Kettlebells, I find old milk cartons filled with water or large fabric conditioner bottles, something that's got a handle on it, and that can replace your kettlebell as well. So let's get started. So exercise number 1 is we're going to be taking some standard kettlebell swings, hips, feet slightly wider than your hips, toes nice and parallel, sinking into a deep squat to take hold of the kettlebell with 2 hands. Start by pressing it back between the legs and thrusting the hip forwards. Now as we take this exercise, you want to keep the arms roughly level with the shoulders. You want to squeeze your buttocks and almost pop those hips forwards when you hit the top. And of course, as you sit down into the squat, you want to try to keep those heels nice and grounded. Notice how my back is staying quite straight and supported, and the head and neck are staying in line. Keep going for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and let it rest. Exercise number 2 are the lawnmower pulls. So you're going to be standing with one foot slightly in front of the other. The front leg is slightly bent, and as you bend the back knee to collect your dumbbell, and this is literally, it's kind of as if you are starting like an old-fashioned lawnmower or a chainsaw, and we're going to be taking the pull up to the shoulder and control the down. We pull up, control the down. Pull up, control the down. There is a little bit of rotation in that upper body, just slightly. And the whole while you want to be trying to make sure you're lifting your core up and together. And again, your back should be in a reasonably straight line, with the head and the neck in line with the spine. 2 more. Last one. And switch sides. I'll get a slightly different angle. So one foot slightly in front of the other. Coming down to collect. And we pull up, control. Up and control. All the while focusing on keeping that spine neutral, the neck in line. The belly button is lifting up and together, feeling those abs drawing together. Keep that dumbbell quite close to the shoulder as it comes up, don't allow it to open too wide. 3, control the down. 2, control, and 1, control. So for number 3, we're going to be returning to the kettlebell swing, but this one's got a little bit of a twist on it. So rather than taking the swing with 2 hands at the same time, you're going to be taking it with 1 hand and switching at the top of the swing, changing hands. This is going to bring your waist muscles in a little bit because of course as you go down there's going to be that slight rotation through the trunk, so it's going to bring in the waist muscles as well. Always start with the back and remember to squeeze and pop on the way forwards, nice neutral spine. So sinking into the heels to collect your dumbbell, press back to begin, and up, and up. Head in line with the spine all the time. Keeping the weight in the heels as you squat down into the swing. Core pulling in and together, spine neutral. Arms coming just in line with the shoulders. Keep it going for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest. So now to our final kettlebell exercise. We're going to be taking some side lunges, working into the tops of the outside of your legs. So for this, we want to be taking a really nice wide stance, and you're going to step even wider. Taking hold of the horns of the kettlebell, like so, and just hanging on to it into the chest. So all this is doing is increasing your own body weight, so it's just a little bit of extra added weight really. So you're going to take a large step, making sure those feet are completely parallel. Press the body over as far as you can, and up. Press, and up. As you come into the upright position, feel your heel pushing into the floor and away from you. Now, as long as your legs are totally parallel, you should be feeling it kind of in the outside of the buttock, the top of the outside of the leg. 2 more. Last one. And we're going to change over, we're going to do that on the other side. So for the other side, you've got 2 choices. You can obviously repeat the exercise the same, but I'm going to demonstrate a slightly trickier version on the second side, and then you can choose which one is going to suit you best. You might start on the easier one and perhaps build up. So if you want to stay to just keeping the foot in place and pressing into the lunge, that's great, go for it. I'm going to be coming back to a standing position in between each one, just a little trickier. So here we go again, making sure we're completely parallel, pressing all that weight over. If you do choose to take the harder version, really make sure you're using your core as you come to standing. And take note of that foot as well. It's really, really easy to let those toes pop out and be slightly turned out. Just make sure you're absolutely parallel each time. And you come back to a full standing position with the head over the shoulders, over the hips, over the heels. Nice straight line. 2 more. Yes. 1 more. And relax. So now we're going to be working with our dumbbells, and we're going to come down onto the floor. You don't have to have a mat, but just try and make sure that you have something soft, particularly for the kneeling section of these exercises. If you don't have a mat, try and use a carpet, or you can fold a towel, or just have something underneath your knees. So there's several progressions to this first exercise. Now in an ideal world, we want to be aiming to take this exercise from a full press up plank position, like so. If this is a little bit too much for you right now, don't panic. The same can be taken, but from the knees. So you just got to keep those knees on the floor. And you just, same principle, you want to have the core engaged, the glutes engaged, and the neck and head in line with the spine. So just to choose which one you want to do. For this first exercise, you're going to be resting on these dumbbells as you press up. So ideally you want to have something that you can lean on. If that's not the case, then you can have them just outside of the hands and pick it up each time. I'm going to be resting on mine. So taking our position, and we're going to row upwards. So we're going to pull to the shoulder, and pull to the shoulder. The whole time you want to keep that spine nice and neutral. Keep that core lifting up into the belly button, neck in line with spine. And as I said, if you can't hold on to whatever it is that you're using, we can just pick it up each time and place it down into the plank position. So to begin with, you may be only able to take 4 or 6, and you can build yourself up to say 8, 10, 12. You can start off on the knees and progress to taking it into a full plank. So just have a little play around with it, work where you can, and just push those progressions. So for this next one, we want to have just 1 dumbbell. You want to carefully lower yourself into a position where you're laid on the back with your feet hip width apart, flatten the floor nice and parallel. And you're going to place the dumbbell across your hips. Make sure it's not your tummy. You want to try and roll it forward so it's right in your crease of the hips. And then just support that dumbbell either side of the hands to hold it in this position. And then from here, pressing your feet into the ground and rolling up through the spine, so tailbone first. Press up through the pelvis, lengthen the spine. And then again, begin by pulling that belly button in, tailbone lifted, rolling, rolling, rolling down toe first, pelvis tucks, rolling all the way up. And all the way down. Try to make sure that you don't put any tension in the neck and the shoulders. Sometimes it's really easy to kind of move that tension. Roll through the spine. Also just watch the knees, make sure that the knees are staying parallel over the ankles and the knees. And then we're going to either come together or open firm apart. One more, rolling, 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 rolling up. And rolling, 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 rolling. Good. So working into the core now and the waist well. Again, just we've done one dumbbell this time. You want to sit with the feet in front of you. Now you can take this exercise with the legs straight if it's more comfortable for you. Personally, I find that feels a bit odd, so I like to have my feet flat. You are going to just tuck that pelvis underneath you and pull your belly button in. So you're in this kind of tucked, rounded, concave type position. One dumbbell in two hands. And you're simply going to rotate and tap right down by that hip bone, on the centre, tap and hip bone. The whole time you want to make sure that you're feeling nice and rounded in the spine, so it's like the tummy has really pulled in tight. What you don't want to do is go back to straight. So you're going to keep that chin tucked onto the chest. Again, try and make sure that the knees aren't doing crazy things. They want to stay in line with the ankles and the feet all the time. They want to come together, they don't want to lie down. Good, 3 more. 2 more. And last one. So today's final exercise can be a little bit of a challenge. Even I have to put my thinking cap on to get it sorted, but it's really great for all over strength, coordination and balance as well. So again, you need to make sure you've got something soft underneath your knees, especially if you do struggle with your knees, and 2 dumbbells. So you're going to come into a half kneeling position. So one leg up, one leg down. Try and aim for a right angle if you can, making sure that your posture is good and your shoulders are lifted up and back. All we're going to do here is hold the dumbbells with the palms towards the body. You're going to hand curl up, press into the shoulder press, come back to the shoulders, lower the curl. Now here's the tricky bit, we're going to come onto 2 knees and onto the other knee. Repeat, curl, press, curl. Down, focus on your core to control your balance. Press, in, up, in, down, change legs. Really fight with that posture. So you're not leaning sideways. You want to try and always have those shoulders square over those hips. In. Once more on each leg. Here we go. Press. In. Lift. In. Down. Final time. Let's go. We come in. Press. In. Down. Good job.